From the moment Jenna and I entered the office party, something felt off. The atmosphere wasn't warm or inviting. It was sharp, observant, almost judging. People looked at her with admiration, while their eyes slid over me with confusion and faint pity. The strangest part? Jenna seemed perfectly at ease. She moved through the room as if she truly belonged, while I was merely a shadow she happened to bring along. I stayed composed, taking it all in, letting the tension sink into my bones. Something was about to happen, something she never imagined I would uncover. I watched her interactions closely. She was overly charming, almost exaggerated in her friendliness, laughing too loudly at jokes that barely deserved it, leaning in closer than necessary. When she introduced me, it was rushed and indifferent, a light touch on my arm, barely acknowledging I existed. Subtle, yes, but the message was clear. She had built a separate life here, one where I was almost invisible. Every confused glance from a colleague became a piece of the puzzle in my mind. Then Daniel, her boss, approached. Confident, loud, and unnervingly comfortable. The kind of man who thrived on authority because he knew no one would challenge him. He stopped before us, arms crossed, eyes sweeping me slowly, his smirk speaking volumes. Someone had already filled him in. His gaze moved from my shoes to my face, and with that same teasing grin, he dropped the words that struck through the room like a knife. "So, you're the ex she told us about." The words didn't just sting. They cut through the noise of the party. The music seemed distant, the lights too harsh, the chatter suddenly brittle. People froze mid-conversation, heads turning, eyes wide, anticipating the fallout. Jenna's face drained of color, horror spreading across her features. She looked exposed, like she had been caught in a courtroom under unforgiving scrutiny. I didn't glance at Daniel first. I looked at her and finally, everything clicked. The pitying looks, the whispers, the way people treated me as a stranger, it all made sense. She had erased me in her world, reshaping our marriage into something convenient for her image. She wanted to appear single, fun, desirable, never imagining I would learn the truth directly from someone she respected at work. Her body shook as she expected me to lash out, yell, or flee. But I remained calm, composed, sharper than steel. My voice didn't waver. It landed cold and precise. "I guess I'm starting right now." The reaction was instantaneous. A ripple of shock, a spilled drink, hands covering mouths. Daniel's smirk vanished, and the silence thickened, suffocating. Jenna crumbled. She reached for me, panic etched into every movement, whispering my name, pleading, "No, no, no. That's not what I meant." But the damage was done. The truth was etched into every witness's mind. What terrified her wasn't my words, it was my calm. Calm meant certainty. Calm meant I had already accepted a reality she thought she had hidden. She clutched at my sleeve, breathing ragged, tears threatening, but I stepped back. Her hands grasped nothing. For the first time in years, she realized she had lost all control. Colleagues watched openly now, eyes that once admired her confidence, fixed on her unraveling. Daniel attempted a stammering excuse, but no one listened. The focus had shifted. The spotlight was now on her lies, her deceit, her double life. She kept begging, calling it a joke, a misunderstanding, pleading her innocence, but every word deepened the sound of her desperation. I didn't shout. I didn't raise my voice. I spoke with measured certainty. "If you've been calling me your ex, then that's exactly who I'll be." Her knees nearly buckled. She grabbed my arm as if drowning, but I eased away, watching her collapse completely. She had gambled with something she was never meant to risk. My respect, my trust, my presence. And now everyone saw the truth, not the polished, confident facade she had displayed to impress her coworkers. As I walked away, the room parted for me. People avoided her gaze, staring with shock, disappointment, or amusement. She tried to follow, begging me to stay, but I moved calmly, deliberately. For the first time, she felt the fear of losing something she thought was hers forever. Outside, under the chilly night sky, she finally broke. Tears streamed, Hands shook, apologies poured out frantically. But I felt no pain, only clarity. The reality wasn't that she had joked or made a careless remark. She had wanted a world where she could act single while keeping me at home, and now she was paying for it. That night, our marriage shifted forever. Not because of anger, not because of shouting, but because she realized the quietest words can carry the most weight, and the calmest person in the room always ends things on their own terms.